Welcome to Buchholz Park in Stevens Point. It is state sectional semifinals and finals day. Game 2 of 3 today. I'm Chris Conley. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Zaleski Sports coverage. Bob Bradovich to my right. We're just a few minutes away from DC Everest against Eau Claire North. The Evergreens had a spectacular run in the middle of the season. 18 straight games. These teams played each other earlier in the year, which must seem like forever ago. It was the Evergreens' first win of the season when they went over to Carson Park and beat Eau Claire North. They meet each other in what will be the last game of the season for one of these teams. Bob, I've always thought this is one of the toughest days of baseball, that you got to win 2 games, you got to throw your best pitcher in game 1. Sometimes for the sectional finals in game 2, you've got someone who is not your number 1, someone who wouldn't be your first choice in what turns out to be a big game for a ticket to state.
Chris, that's absolutely right, and it's a mental challenge to go along with the physical challenge. Obviously, like you said, you throw your number 1 in the semifinal game because you have to play to win the game you're in. Second game, boy, if you've thrown a pitch all year, you need to be ready. But I think for right now, these teams are focused on this matchup. You got 2 clubs that are playing really well. North, 8-2 in its last 10. Everest, 9-1 in its last 10. And 23-1 after dropping a couple games early on.
Right, the Evergreens opened their season with 3 losses and then strung together 18 in a row, a school record winning streak for DC Everest. Tell us a little about Eau Claire North. Both of the Eau Claire schools, North and Memorial, have great baseball traditions. One of them is usually a little on top of the other. 11 losses this season for Eau Claire North, but you know what? At this level of baseball, you get to the sectional semifinals, you're looking for teams that have been here before. Do you have a roster of guys who have played on this stage at this level of play before? And Eau Claire North has that.
Chris, if you looked at the Big Rivers Conference this year, it was very balanced, 1 through 7. Hudson, New Richmond tied for the title. North, with a good push toward the latter part of the season, wound up in 3rd place. But it was the kind of league that 1 through 7, anybody could beat anybody on a given day. North, what they've done in this recent stretch, they've cleaned up things defensively. Their pitchers throw strikes, and they're starting to get some production from some guys in the middle and the bottom part of that order. Add it all up, they've won 8 of 10. Here they are today.
That is something to keep in mind as these teams square off against each other today. The Evergreens come in as conference champions, but the consensus is the Wisconsin Valley Conference was down this year. Spash was not the dominant team that they have been in past years. Wisconsin Rapids was a cut below the Evergreens, but Wisconsin Rapids had some outstanding pitching. That the Evergreens have won what is probably the easier of the 2 leagues. Big River baseball this year was certainly more balanced, and I think had better teams in the top tier of their conference this season.
Yeah, you could make that argument top to bottom. All that being said, North had to sweat out an 11-inning game to knock out Wausau East on their path here. So, again, it's a cliche, Chris, but when you get to this level, it's about playing a clean game and playing when it matters. You look at the first semifinal today, Chippewa Falls and Hudson. I'd had a chance to see Eau Claire North shutting out Hudson 9-0, a game at Carson Park a couple weeks ago, a game that Hudson kicked it around. Well, what does Hudson do today? They play an errorless game. Chippewa makes 4 errors. So it just, again, you have to be on when it matters, and for these 2 teams, it matters what's going on in these next couple hours.
Hudson, the number 1 seed, lays in wait for the winner of this game. Hudson advanced with a 13-3 victory over Chippewa Falls, a game where they walked off the final 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pre-game is brought to you by Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston, providing dependable vehicle repairs, service, and tires for 22 years. With a 3-year nationwide warranty, free roadside assistance at Auto Select, you're good to go. Auto Select, Schofield Avenue, Weston, Highway 10 East, and Church Street in Stevens Point. We'll be back to set our starting lineups and batting orders when we come right back, just a few moments away from DC Everest and Eau Claire North. State sectional baseball coverage on Zaleski Sports.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Welcome back to Buchholz Park, and we thank Stevens Point Area Senior High School hosting our baseball coverage today. Let's introduce you to our batting orders and our starting pitchers. Cole O'Brien, the Evergreens ace, goes today. He's a high strikeout guy, can throw 3 pitches for strikes. His fastball, probably 4, not a 5-star fastball, but he has a cutter that he can spot for strikes and a good curveball, too. Mason Brusewitz, a junior, is the starter for Eau Claire North. Batting orders and lineups brought to you by Design Theory 19 in downtown Wausau. Design Theory 19 is an industry leader for both residential and commercial design, bringing fresh, unique ideas to remodeling projects and new construction. It's their passion. Learn more at designtheory19.com. That's designtheory19.com. Eau Claire North plays as the visiting team. They're a number 6 seed. Levante Bean will lead off and play left field. Caleb Moss in right field bats second. Catcher Jack Gorman third. Aaron Pankratz is in center field, fourth. Paxton Bush will be the designated hitter. He will hit for the pitcher. Neither of the pitchers will hit today. Bush, the DH, fifth. Zach Shipman plays third base and will hit sixth. First baseman Cameron Buckman, seventh. Shortstop Ben Metler will hit eighth. And Aaron Gust is the second baseman, ninth. For the Eau Claire North Huskies, Bean, Moss, Gorman, Pankratz, Bush, Shipman. Buckman, Metler, and Gust. Evergreens play as the home team wearing their white with green numerals. Nevin Poppy, the third baseman, will lead off. Brennan Hochberger, the left fielder, will bat second. Cole Van Slyke catches and bats third. Ty Rohde, only a freshman, moves up to the cleanup spot. He'll bat fourth. Ryan Schultz will DH for the Evergreens. He'll hit fifth. Aiden Hapt, first baseman, sixth. Logan George, the third baseman, hit seventh. George Jablonski, the shortstop, eighth, and J.J. Lewis in center field will bat ninth. Again, for the homestanding Evergreens, Poppy, Hochberger, Van Slyke, Rohde, Schultz, Hopt, George, Jablonski, and Lewis. One of the questions for the Evergreens, can they get production from the bottom part of their order? Jablonski, who hits eighth, is a gold glove shortstop, spectacular in the field, but a little light at the plate. And J.J. Lewis missed the middle part of the season, had an upper body injury that kept him out, lost about a month of playing time. So Lewis, at times, to me, has seemed a little rusty, but he's got his groove now and earns the start in center field today. For Eau Claire North, an hour and a half on the bus, maybe a little late to get over here. It's Hudson that has the demanding travel. Hudson all the way in the western corner of the state. That's a trip that seems to go on forever. Almost as bad as having to go up for road games at Superior.
Yeah, that's well put there. You know, you talk about Eau Claire North and getting the bus. They were here relatively early. It was about the second or third inning of that first semifinal. The team was all here. And then some of their fans started straggling in. There's a nice contingent from Eau Claire. Good contingent of fans from DC Everest as well. So we're looking forward to some great baseball this afternoon. You know, you touched on that North Huskies tradition. This is a team, or a program, we should say, that has made 15 trips to the state tournament. They won state titles under former head coach Bob Johnson in 2011 and 2022. They were a sectional appearance last year. Dropped a 6-0 game to Stevens Point, and Stevens Point wound up losing to Hudson. So a bunch of guys that grew up in that Eau Claire youth baseball system, and they know the tradition at North, and they're doing everything they can to kind of keep that up. And again, this is a team that kind of caught its stride in the middle of the season and is playing its best ball as we get to the end of this playoff run.
We always say in the tournaments, beware the hot team, but how you were playing in April probably doesn't translate all that much to what's going to unfold before us today. But how have you been in the last 2 or 3 weeks? And if the team is hot, boy, that's a huge advantage at this stage of play.
Yeah, and doing the post-game interviews with some of the North guys, they just said, hey, we're just a bunch of grinders. We just grind out at bats. You know, our pitchers get out there and throw strikes, and we try to make plays in the field. And their confidence level is much higher than it was.
Couple of things to watch out for at this level, this deep into the state playoffs. Seniors are always the X factor because, again, a loss brings a senior's high school sports career to an end today. So there's always the possibility that a senior will do something spectacular, a diving catch, stretching a double into a triple because they know it's their last time on this stage. Also, sometimes, these games can be pressure cookers. You got to win to get to the game at 4 o'clock this afternoon and then on to state. So you got to watch out for teams where suddenly things that were givens are not givens, where something unusual happens on the negative side. Sometimes these games turn on mistakes.
I would agree with that, Chris. And, covering sports, both of us have done this an awful long time. To me, it's the sectionals are where the pressure is because you're trying to get to the state tournament. You're not there yet. So those are the games that come with so much emotion and so much expectation. And again, it's just a matter of can you execute when the moment calls for it.
Yeah, I've done Everest games for 13 seasons now on the radio and now for Zaleski Sports. I've seen the Evergreens at this level, sectional semifinals, where they have to win here and then win the game after. I've seen them 3 times win this game and then really struggle. Some of the games in the sectional finals that come after this one have been ugly. You have to use all of your number one pitching. You've got to be all in to get through to the finals. And then after that, it's kind of a patchwork job after this. We're ready for baseball. 3-man umpiring crew, Levante Bean, to get us started against Cole O'Brien. We'll set the Everest defense for you in just a moment.
Bean, the leading hitter for the Huskies, 389. He is 2 of 8 in the postseason. He's been on base 3 times in 9 appearances. Good speed guy, running back on that Huskies football team.
Pitch from Cole O'Brien is inside, and we're underway. Again, Buchholz Park is a spectacular venue. Got the ivy that grows up the wall in the left field corner, which gives the place a little class. The Wisconsin River is behind the right field fence, which just gives us a spectacular view. O'Brien finds the outside corner. It's a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss. Challenged him a little up and in. O'Brien has been a high strikeout guy. We did a game between DC Everest and Walsall East. O'Brien struck out 18. Had the Lumberjacks tied up in knots all afternoon. Pitcher's spot here, a ball and 2 strikes. Just missed the outside corner. Tried to nibble. Our Zaleski Sports cameras and microphones, of course, have the best seat in the house. We're right over the umpire's right shoulder. Couldn't have picked a better spot for today's game. As we go through the day, we can let Big Blue know exactly how he's doing.
I did chat with those guys beforehand, and I did promise them would say only nice things. Fly ball, shallow and on the infield. In foul ground, is there a room? No. Aiton hopped, can't quite catch up with it. Didn't have enough hang time. You know what? I should say this. The shortage of officials at every level of high school sports, football, basketball, hockey, we see the same hockey guys over and over and over again, and baseball too. You don't see the 20-something or the 30-something-year-old official. They just don't exist. They're very hard to find. This year, though, I have not done a baseball game that turned on the call of an umpire. I haven't done, if we had a better guy on the infield or working the plate. The umpiring has been of high quality this year, and these are older, more experienced guys. That's who's officiating games these days. On the outside corner, strike 3. Cole O'Brien just missed on an earlier pitch in the sequence near that spot, made the adjustment, and Levante Bean is sent back to the bench. Right, the best officiating for all sports is the officiating that you don't notice. And the quality of our baseball umpiring has been good this season. Caleb Moss to hit, swings and misses, strike 1. Moss hit .333 during the regular season. He's 1 of 8 at the plate in the postseason. 2 of 9 in on-base percentage.
Up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. This is my first time seeing the Evergreens since the regular season came to an end because DC Everest is blessed with state championship level softball too. So we've had some softball games on our schedule. In fact, tomorrow, Everest girls will be down at state. audio call on Zaleski Sports.
Everest baseball in that regional final was in a close one with River Falls, and then the Evergreens put up 3 runs late, wound up winning that one 5-1 to advance.
Yeah, that was a 1-1 game for a long, long time. Evergreens won the late innings that day. Bounced inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Beg your pardon, 2 balls and 1 strike here. As O'Brien works to Caleb Moss.
Moss said that ball hit him.
Yep, home plate umpire is going to talk with the first base umpire, see if anyone sees this as a hit batter or not. And now the third base umpire, so he's not left out and alone, is joining this too. If it hit Moss, nobody saw it. Moss is not being awarded first base here.
He made his case, though, did Caleb Moss.
Waiting on a 2-2 pitch, 1 out and nobody on, just underway. Eau Claire North and DC Everest. That's fouled away, 2-2. I bet Moss gets hit a lot. He's up in on the plate in that left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, he likes to crowd the plate, and he's willing to take one for the team.
That one did hit him, no question about that. Caleb Moss will go down to first base.
So one way or the other, Caleb Moss was going to get to first on a hit by pitch.
On a cooler afternoon, ouch, it's 57 degrees at first pitch here. We were promised temperatures in the low 70s, but that's coming later this afternoon. Jack Gorman hits with a man aboard. We're brought to you by Lead Car Toyota of Wausau. Discover unbeatable deals and award-winning service at Lead Car Toyota Wausau, your full-service destination for everything Toyota, and a state-of-the-art collision center. Fly ball to right, it's going to be down in front of Ty Rohde. Moss, the lead runner, had to hold up for just a moment to see if that ball was going to hang up, and instead it's down.
Jack Gorman continues his hot hitting, Chris, this postseason. He's got 6 hits in his 10 postseason at-bats.
Lead Car Toyota has a state-of-the-art collision center. Find them at North 20th Avenue in Wausau. Aiden Pankratz to hit. At the knees, strike 1. Games like this, love to have an early lead, but then again, when wouldn't you? In what game would you not want to have an early lead?
Pankratz, .275 hitter during the regular season. He's 3 of 8 in postseason play.
On the outside corner, framed up by catcher Cole Van Slyke. That may have been a little wide.
Now that's a pitcher's pitch right there, Chris. Right on the black.
O'Brien moves ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. A strikeout in this spot sure would help the cause. Hit to the outfield probably brings a run around and gives the Huskies an early lead. Tipped. We see from our behind home plate spot that Cole O'Brien made that pitch move. That had a tail on it.
That's the old school 12-6 curveball.
Yep.
Right there. Pankratz did well just getting a piece of that.
Pitcher still in control here at no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and 2 aboard. Tried to break that one in, but left it a little bit up. 1 and 2. Huskies had to play 2 games to get here. The Evergreens had a first-round bye. A little more about that in just a moment. Remember, years ago, the first 4 seeds all had first-round byes. Checked his swing. That's a call. Strike 3. 2 outs, both via strikeout for Cole O'Brien. Paxton Bush, the designated hitter, will now take his turn. I've always thought that a first-round bye in the state playoffs is too big of an advantage because the team that has the bye gets to hold back their number 1 pitcher, and the team that they'll play in the second round will throw their number 2. So you get to scout your opponent, You get to hold back your number one pitcher, and you get a home game. All of those are tremendous advantages. Outside corner strike. So now there are only two teams, the number 1 and number 2 seed, that get the first round bye. Hudson, already through to the afternoon game today, and these Evergreens. No balls and a strike. That breaks in 2. No balls and 2 strikes.
Paxton Bush, the second leading hitter for the Huskies this season, .353 average. He's done well in the playoffs, 4 of 8 with an RBI.
I think this may hold true for both of these teams. The Evergreens, earlier in the 18-game winning streak, won a lot of close, low-scoring games. Evergreens' bats have been hotter in the middle part of May than they were earlier, just outside. Wow, the Evergreens not only had their pitcher, Cole O'Brien, walking off the field, some of the infielders were coming in towards the dugout, too. Blue usually doesn't like that. The Evergreens, towards the later part of their 18-game winning streak, they were just hitting the ball much better. And it seems like North just has a parade of guys coming in. That's just a little high. 2-2. North's got a parade of batters that are hitting the ball well in the postseason. A lot of guys above 300. It's the only sport where you can fail 7 times out of 10 and be elite. Here it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cole O'Brien looking to work around a hit batter and a single to right field. Coming home, check this. That may have hit the handle of the bat. That may have hit the knob there.
Just hit the knob at the end there.
I think it takes some doing to find a powder blue bat that matches the powder blue jerseys.
I think he's pretty close.
Right. Paxton Bush looking to style at the plate here, waiting on a 2-2 pitch. Bouncer to short. Jablonski handles the hop. And the Huskies are retired. A hit batter and a walk. No runs across in the top of the first inning. Bottom of the first when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
If the check engine light comes on in your car, do you address it or hope it goes away on its own? Pain is your body's check engine light signaling that something isn't right. Innovative Health in Weston can help identify and fix the aches and pains of everyday life. We deliver effective chiropractic care for every joint in your body, from your neck to your back to your knees and feet. With 4 doctors on staff and advanced treatment options, we've been consistently voted a top chiropractic and sports medicine clinic in central Wisconsin. Whether you're a high school athlete, a pregnant mom, or just feeling the wear and tear of life, give us a call at Innovative Health in Weston today.
Feel better, live better.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Mason Bruzewicz, junior right-hander, takes his warm-up pitches, getting ready to face the Evergreens in the home half of the first inning. Earlier today on our Zaleski Sports coverage, Hudson 13-3 winners over Chippewa Falls. Hudson's team was sitting up the first base line a little bit before. Now they're gathering behind the big oak tree. They'll play the winner of this game 4 o'clock. And you will see it and hear it right here on Zaleski Sports. Here's Nevin Poppy to get things started for the Evergreens. Well-hit ball, left field. Going back, is the ballpark going to hold it? No, sir. Nev Pop goes yard. And that's how Mason Bruzewitz's afternoon begins. 1 pitch, and the ballpark did not hold it.
Poppy with some pop in the bat. Went after that first pitch fastball. And Evan Poppy trying to get the Everest faithful even more wound up. One pitch, one run on the board. That was a no-doubter to left.
And you know what? I don't know what your experience has been over at Carson Park. The home run ball is not a big part of high school baseball. You could go an entire season, and winning teams, you can still count the number of home runs on one hand, or maybe one hand and a couple of fingers.
What's interesting, Chris, a lot of the games we did at Carson Park this regular season and into the playoffs, the wind was blowing in. So it makes it tough. Plus, at Carson, it's 405 to straightaway center.
Brennan
So
Hochberger is sitting here for the Evergreens.
A lot bigger outfielder, more ground to cover. And as I mentioned, as I was calling the first game today, the Hudson-Chippewa game, for whatever reason, all the games I've seen here at Buchholz Park over the years, the ball just flies out to left.
Yes. Slow roller third baseman. Shipman has it, throws across the diamond, got him by a step. It's a good pickup from Zach Shipman on a ball that was not hit particularly hard. So Poppy opens with a home run. Hochberger grounds out, and here's Cole Van Slyke. Van Slyke's been one of the Evergreens' most reliable bats all season.
You mentioned Zach Shipman over there at third, really versatile guy for the North Huskies. Ben Metler, the shortstop today, got the start in that first playoff game against Wausau East. So Shipman slid over to shortstop, played a really great defensive game. Shipman has also seen time on the mound.
Van Slyke is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. You know what, credit where credit is due, Bruzewicz has done a good job recovering. I mean, you're a junior pitcher, you give up the home run on the very first ball you throw. That's got to be a little rattling, and he's been around the zone since then. He's got an out, now is battling against Cole Van Slyke.
Bruzewicz is the ace of the staff, although you could say that in a way that North has a number of guys that are pretty even, but Bruzewicz tends to get the ball in the key situations. He did pitch, he went the distance in that regional final win over Superior on Thursday, but he's a guy that works fast, fills up the zone, he goes right after hitters.
You talk about working fast. We see some high school pitchers who work so slow that they would have to adjust the pace of their work. This is a line drive, and it's down in left field for a hit. Van Slyke's going to take a big turn, but it'll be a single.
Really nice piece of hitting from Van Slyke. If he tries to pull that one, he's going to roll it over, and it's going to be a ground out. Instead, he just served that up into left field.
Yeah, that's a 2-out hit, which is a sometimes thing for high school batters. Yeah, we see some pitchers at the high school level who are very slow and deliberate, that if they pitch at the next level in college, once you start timing the time between pitches, can't work that way anymore. Here's the Evergreens' fabulous freshman, Ty Rohde. When the season began, Rohde was hitting in the 8 and 9 spot. I mean, he's not really a freshman anymore, but he's got a whole season of high school varsity baseball under his belt. And the Evergreens move him up in the lineup. Was hitting 5th, hitting 4th today.
Well, that's definitely showing confidence in a freshman. So Coach Langman obviously knows what he has in Ty Rohde.
We talk about this too with Coach Dave Langman. You know, if you're a high school coach, you've got to move guys up and down in your batting order. You don't get a whole week's worth. It's not like Major League or minor league baseball where you say someone gets cold and cools off over a span of 10 games. If a guy was hot yesterday, you may want to move him up in the batting order.
Yeah, it's a little bit like hockey in the line changes. You know, it's a mixing and matching. You're just trying to find those right combinations.
We've joked that later in the season that Ty Rohde is not going to bring off those neon pink batting gloves. He's been hot since switching to them. This is a fly ball, foul territory, long run, not enough room.
He's got a good part of the spectrum covered because he's got the orange cleats, the pink batting gloves, and, of course, the green of the Evergreens. He's a good part of the way there.
I know their name. I don't know any of their music. He's a neon tree.
Yeah, there you go. It's a colorful bat, too, that he wields up there at the plate.
Inside out swing. This one is also in the same spot down the left field line, and it's up against the chain link fence near the bullpen. A ball and 2 strikes.
Left fielder Levante Bean, third baseman Zach Shipman getting their running in.
Right. Bean's done 2 40-yard sprints so far in this at-bat. Rhodey's family, kings of social media. When Ty gets a hit, Mom's got it up there on the Insta, on the Facebook page.
It's a one-person marketing department.
Ball and 2 strikes, coming home. Another inside-out swing to foul one off. So Rhodey's a tough customer here. Tried the hook, but it stayed outside, 2-2. Merrill Steel brings you today's high school baseball coverage, your partner for structural steel fabrication. Consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. Apply at merrillsteel.com. Close. Brusewicz showed his frustration, kind of rolled his head back like he thought that was strike 3. Judged differently, and the count fills up. Foul back.
Well, you watch Ty Rhodey, and if you didn't have a roster, you would not think that this kid is a freshman.
Sure.
Just the way he handles himself, both in the field and at the plate.
We talk about this when we do the Everest games because Everest is only a 3-year high school. Sophomore, juniors, and seniors. He doesn't even go to the same class, doesn't even go to the same school as his teammates. And there he goes, delivering a 2-out single to right. That was a nice at-bat for Rhodey. He saw 9 pitches before he won the battle with that single.
Yeah, if you're Everest, you would love to make this as difficult as possible for Brusewicz. We talked about how he likes to fill up the zone, work fast. If you can lengthen out some of these at-bats, then it's to your advantage.
Ryan Schulz is the Everest DH. He hits for pitcher Cole O'Brien with 1 out and 2 aboard. Down low. Boy, a double play is the pitcher's friend in this spot. I mean, obviously, huge amounts of baseball to go before this one goes final. But North would really like to keep this a 1-0 game, and the Evergreens would love to get a little more out of this situation. Inside corner, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, we see it at all levels, but it's especially true at the high school level. Momentum can swing back and forth really quickly.
Popped up near home plate, up on the fence. This little part of the chain link fence that overhangs the main backstop. The ball found it.
By my count, we've got 6 balls stuck there at the top of the backstop there.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
I'm gonna nominate Dave Hauser to get up there. Well, he's got the height.
1-2 pitch, stays alive.
Good to see Dave Hauser here.
Wind is dead calm, but we were promised a warmer afternoon. That's yet to materialize so far. This is a fly ball. It's on the infield. Infield fly rule here. Batter is automatically out. Runners can retreat safely to their bases, even though Ben Metler, the shortstop, made the catch regardless.
Good pitch from Brusewicz there. Challenged the hitter, came up and in, and gets the pop out. 2 outs now in the inning.
Aiden hopped to hit. This could be a bit of a moral victory for Brusewicz. Get out of this with just 1 run. He's given up both of the base runners singled with 2 outs. So he's gone deep in the count a couple of times this inning. Fouled off the first base side, strike 1.
There are times in baseball, in all sports for that matter, but especially baseball, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the hitter. You wanted to get a first pitch fastball over, and Evan Poppy sent it well over the wall and left. So you just have to get back to your game plan. Nothing really changes.
That one drops in. That's a nice pitch. I think that's the best ball Brusewicz has thrown so far today. He's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
When he is on, he's landing that curveball for strikes, and it just opens up everything else in his repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say to Mason Brusewicz as he comes back to the bench, hey, it's 1-0. We score lots of runs before this one's over. Second baseman got it right in front of the bag and steps there. Inning comes to an end. A Nevin Poppy home run, but the Evergreens leave 2 on the bases. 1 inning complete. 1-0 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
Abbey Bank is thankful for their customers. Your continued trust means the world. Join them each Friday in June for Customer Appreciation Fridays. Stop into any Abbey Bank location for a free Wisconsin dairy treat. A small way to say thank you and to celebrate June Dairy Month. It's their way of showing appreciation while supporting our hardworking Wisconsin dairy farmers. Abbey Bank, where they make banking about you. This ad is sponsored by Abbey Bank, member FDIC.
We're back at Buchholz Park, where Eau Claire North trails by a run, but they're on the bat as we come to the top of the second inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up to hit. Chris Conley with Bob Bradovich. Winner to play Hudson on Zaleski Sports, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Got to tell you my Eau Claire North, my story about going over to Carson Park. Years ago when the Evergreens had a younger team, I told them as they're getting off the bus that they've got a statue of Hank Aaron right behind home plate in the plaza where you buy the tickets. It's not a full statue, it's a bust of Hank Aaron's head. He's wearing a baseball hat. I told them that superstition is you rub old Hank's head and you'll get a hit in today's game. And as they came off the bus, one by one, each one of the players rubs old Hank's head. And for years after that, Everest players, when they go to Carson Park, they do that. That's just been a thing. Completely made up by me. So what's the lesson? 2 out of 3 things that I tell you are true. The other, well, you have to sort out for yourself.
So the follow-up question then, the first time Everest did that at Carson Park, how many hits did they get as a team?
Everest has a mixed history going over to Carson Park. As you know, and Memorial and North are both good programs, so wins are always hard to come by here. Evergreens have had strike 3 call. That's the 3rd strikeout. Cole O'Brien sends Zach Shipman back to the bench.
All those strikeouts have been looking.
Cameron Buckman to hit with 1 out and the base is empty. Yeah, the Evergreens have had some games where they were 10 runs when we'd make the drive over to Carson Park. Carson Park, if you've never been, is another spectacular venue for baseball. I've always liked the look and feel of ballparks that have that minor league feel to it, and Carson Park certainly does.
Longtime home of the Eau Claire Bears.
On the inside corner, strike 2.
Which was a Braves farm team back in the day. You mentioned Hank Aaron having played there. Also, Joe Torre and Bob Euchre played for the Eau Claire Bears.
O'Brien in the driver's seat at 0-2, coming home, swing and a miss. Got him. That's 4 strikeouts now for Cole O'Brien. Ben Metler to hit now. 2 outs and the bases are empty.
Metler was under 200 at the plate during the regular season, but he's a slick fielder at shortstop. Also saw time on the mound, but been on base 2 times in 4 plate appearances here in the postseason.
Outside corner, strike 1.
You get the sense, though, O'Brien knows that he's dealing with the bottom of the order. He's going right after guys.
Sure, that's one of the things that you want. If you've got a coach that deals just with the pitchers, always want to remind your guy where he is in the batting order. You don't want to give up walks to the 8 or 9 guy. You want to challenge when you're at the bottom part of the order. 0-2. I know when we did radio games over at Carson Park, getting up the rickety ladder to the broadcast, press boxes on top of the grandstand, on the grandstand roof. Swing and a miss. Cole O'Brien strikes out the side in the home and the visitors' half of the second inning. Evergreens lead 1-0. Bottom of the second when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
We move to the home half of the second inning. 7, 8, and 9 in the Everest batting order to hit against Mason Brusewitz.
Chris, you're telling me about taking that staircase up to the press box at Carson Park. So
You've made that walk many times, haven't you, sir?
A lot of times over the last 20-plus years. But I got to ask you, how many times did you hit your head?
That's right. You climb through like a hatch when you get to the top of the rickety staircase. And again, in the radio days, you're lugging your own equipment. So I've got the plastic suitcase with the broadcast equipment in it, and sometimes with a backpack slung over my shoulder.
The glamorous world of local sports media.
Here's Logan George to hit to start off the home half of the second. Let's see, Whitterfield in Wisconsin Rapids, where Rapids used to play before they put in their great new on-campus baseball facility. That was a rickety ladder up to the press box, too, for many years. In fact, on windy days, that kind of blew back and forth. Down low, 1-1.
Yeah, back in the day, it was the Wisconsin Rapids Twins that played there as a farm club for
it was.
The Minnesota Twins.
Up in the press box, a lot of old photographs from the Twins days.
Yeah.
Yeah, central Wisconsin has a lot of, almost bent him back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wisconsin has a lot of no longer in existence minor league teams. Like Wausau used to have a minor league team at their athletic park. I can remember stories from my broadcast partner, Tom Magnuson. Tom would say, it was a New York Mets affiliate, single A ball. And the Mets would send newly signed players from the Dominican Republic up here for April baseball, weather that they had never seen before. And those players just found it impossible to stay warm. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Logan George is retired.
First strikeout recorded for North Huskies starter Mason Brusewitz.
Here's George Jablonski to hit in the number 8 spot.
Well, if you look at the current Northwoods League, the Summer Collegiate Woodbat League, it's essentially a lot of the same footprint, especially in Wisconsin, as the old Northern League.
Remember a couple of years ago, one of the baseball channels, one of the sports channel, it was one of the, I think it was the Red Sox channel, did a series on the Cape Cod League. The 2 elite college leagues, where college players play once their season is over, is the Northwoods League and the Cape Cod League. Cape Cod League, they play mostly at high school baseball fields. In fact, one of my favorite teams is the Cape Cod League's Kettle Sox, where they literally pass the kettle around. That's admission to the game. You otherwise bring a lawn chair. Ask you to put something in the kettle. Here's a ball hit. It hung up to center field. Moving over to left center is Aiden Pancratz. He makes the catch. 2 outs. But it is the Northwoods League that does the best job of simulating what a minor league baseball experience would be for college players who continue playing after their college years.
Yeah, the kind of parks you're playing in when you get to Class A ball, the number of fans that are there, the bus trips, all that sort of thing.
Sure, and I think more importantly, the playing day after day. Northwoods League teams have very few days off during their season, which starts in, late May, and then goes through June and the early part of August. Here's J.J. Lewis hitting with 2 outs and nobody on, fouled that away.
Yeah, it's neat to see players in the Northwoods League that have come up from a lot of the local high school programs. Just think it means a little extra if you're a kid and you've watched the Woodchucks or the Rafters or the Express, and then you get that opportunity to play for them. That's kind of a big deal.
J.J. Lewis is down in the count 0-2. Brusewitz comes home, fouled away. J.J. wasted a pitch that was ticketed for strike 3 on that outside corner. If you're not familiar with Northwoods League baseball, you really have 3 teams within one season. If you recruit guys whose teams are playing in the College World Series, some of them are later rivals. Swing and a miss. So you'll have some local kids who'll be playing. Then you have your regular team in the middle. And then towards the end of the season, some of the college coaches say, we think you've thrown enough pitches, you've played enough. And then they'll call them back, so your team will be missing some pieces
Don't
towards
replace
the
it.
end.
Restore it.
Brusewitz works a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the second. Evergreen's 1. Eau Claire North nothing on Zaleski Sports.
When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice. to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shy.
Shy is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on the journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
9, 1, and 2 to hit for the Eau Claire North Huskies here in the visitors' third, trailing 1-0. Big thing in this game is that Eau Claire North held the Evergreens to just one run in the home half of the first. Evergreens had two more on with one out, couldn't do anything with it.
In a really efficient bottom of the second thrown by Husky starter Mason Bruzewitz. One called strikeout, two swinging strikeouts.
Both of these pitchers were much more efficient in the second than they were in the first. And, you know, you're on a 100-pitch count in high school baseball these days. And if you want to work late in the game, you need one or preferably two of those easy innings. That extends the length of your outing. Aaron Gust in the 9 spot to hit here. Then Eau Claire North's best bats will be coming up here in the third. We're brought to you by France Propane, locally owned, complete service. They've served all of central Wisconsin for 2 generations. Learn more at francepropane.com. France Propane, local, quality, family.
Gus still looking for his first postseason hit, although he has been on base 3 times in 8 trips to the plate.
Outside corner, count evens, 1-1. Gust is not the biggest kid, so for pitchers with any kind of control problem, this is a tight strike zone to be throwing into.
Gus was a starter on the Eau Claire North boys basketball team, multi-year player for Huskies boys hoops.
Same spot, outside corner, same result. A ball and 2 strikes.
Always nice to see the multi-sport athletes at the Division I level. You look at Logan George, the second baseman for the Evergreens, really effective quarterback on that Everest team that went all the way to the state semis this year.
2 balls and 2 strikes. We talk about that a lot. I mean, if you're a high school kid, what better time is there in your life than this? A teenager with some athletic ability. Sports are big at both of these schools. This should be a lot of fun. And if your talents allow you to play more than one sport, why not? Swing and a miss. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Cole O'Brien.
Yeah, you have plenty of time in your life to specialize. You know what? If your talents take you to the college level or beyond, well, okay, you can pick a sport, but always nice you can play multiple sports throughout your high school years.
I've thought some of the guys who have the most fun where their second or third sport, they're not particularly good at it, but they're athletic. We've had like tall football players who go out for the basketball team. Well, you can rebound. You're a bruiser. You'll play underneath. You may not play all that much, but you'll be with your friends and you'll have a lot of fun and you'll stay in shape during the off season.
We saw that with Eau Claire North basketball this past year. Kenton Mondo, who just accepted a scholarship to Indiana University to play Division I college football in the Big Ten, went out for hoops.
Sure.
Because he, gets a chance to work on his footwork, compete in practice.
Ben Mueller, similar athlete for the Evergreens. All-state offensive lineman, but went out for basketball. What the heck? I'm with my friends. I'm having fun. I play a little bit.
Well, and to your point, too, it's a different group of guys, different friends. You just kind of expand, your social groups and, work on some different skills and limits the burnout. So, yeah, that's huge. If you get that opportunity, like you said, why not?
Levante Bean here is 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. This is well hit down the left field line. This is deep. It's in the corner. It is a foul ball.
Levante Bean, not a big guy and known mainly for his speed, but he does have some pop in that bat.
You would observe correctly, the ball travels well to left field here at Buchholz Park. So Cole O'Brien, the Everest pitcher, has a moment of pause and resets at a ball and 2 strikes.
Being 4 doubles and a triple this season.
Wow, that's on the wrong side of being 2-2.
Nearly made that last name literal.
Yes. Just missed. Maybe you don't get that call when the breaking ball before that is on the other side of the batter.
Yeah, that's a good point. That last one was close. The Bean took it inside.
3-2. So this has been a weird sequence for Cole O'Brien. Gives up a long foul ball that almost had home run distance to left. Could not have missed by more on what was ball 2 in this sequence. Full count here. This is a fly ball to left. Hochberger is over a couple of steps and makes the catch. There's the second out.
Well, you kind of figured after missing on those 2 curveballs to Bean that O'Brien was going to come with the gas that time, and Bean got under it.
Biggest difference for the Everest baseball program this year from years past. The Evergreens have more depth at pitching. Evergreens last year, Nate Langban, Division I college-level pitcher, pitching at Wichita State this year in his freshman year of college. Nate Langban last year did not give up. He gave up 1 earned run all of last season. So be the Evergreens guaranteed winners. No one could handle Nate. But behind him, just not as much pitching talent. This year, the pitching talent for the Evergreens is much more spread around. If the Evergreens get through this game and have to play later this afternoon, the Evergreens still have some gas in the bullpen.
And that's been a similar story with North, too. With multiple guys, they can give them quality innings.
Caleb Moss, a nubber to short. Kind of a funny hop for Jablonski. Got it over there. 3 up, 3 down. Cole O'Brien has retired the last 8 that he's faced. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Evergreens 1, Eau Claire North 0 on Zaleski Sports.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
I'm Jamie Schley. As your American Family Insurance agent, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing is wrong. Give me a call or stop by our new office location, and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
Baseball sectional semifinals and then the sectional finals today. Nevin Poppy will lead off. This is what he did with the first pitch of today's ball game. Park that over the left field wall. We're brought to you by Culligan Water, specializing in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. Count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. Culligan Water. I'll tell you this, Nevin Poppy, he's a character. He's one of my favorites. Started his high school career over in Shakopee, Minnesota. Came over to Everest. This is his first full year, second full year at the Evergreens, here for his junior and senior year. Nevin is always talking. Other teams hate him. I think there are other teams that would like to pop him in the kisser. But to a man, he's considered a great teammate for everyone in the Everest dugout.
And every baseball team needs a character.
Yep. No,
if
Nevin,
not several characters.
Nevin's a character. Nevin lobbies for post-game interviews. He says, what do I have to do to be on the post-game show?
Well, he's off to a good start today.
Sometimes I'll tell him, 5 total bases. We'll call you over afterwards. Nevin Poppy lines this, but foul down the left field line. Nevin's living large in that left field corner here at Buchholz Park.
Well, and what a guy like that does, obviously he's got the skills, but if you've got somebody who's loose and having fun, it's kind of contagious throughout the rest of the team. You know, the worst thing about playing baseball at this level is to be tight,
Sure.
and to be nervous and tense. That you've got to find that fine line between being focused and being just loose. That you're going to, whatever the outcome, you're going to be able to deal with it. You get somebody like Poppy who can keep the dugout laughing and smiling. Most coaches would say, yeah, we like that.
Inside out swing down the first base side, and first baseman unable to get under that. Cameron Buckman was close, but that was going to be tough. He's going to have to play that over his shoulder. So Nevin Poppy's going to see at least one more pitch in this at-bat. Yeah, no, that's a great point. You play football, you want the football team up tight for the big game.
Yeah.
Play baseball,
intense.
It's
Baseball,
like playing
loose.
golf. You want the game
Yes.
to come to you.
Yep.
And there's something else that I like about Nevin Poppy. Nevin Poppy, when he came out for football, again, he's a transfer kid, so he's from Minnesota, and he's over here. He's staying with family members now in the D.C. Everest School District. And over in Minnesota, he was a football starting quarterback. He wanted to try out for quarterback. Didn't get that job. Swing and a miss. He struck out here. But Nevin Poppy's got speed. He's a good athlete, and they play him in the defensive secondary. So that's a position that he'd never played before. Said, well, we'll use your speed. You can return punts and kickoffs, too. And Nevin Poppy didn't sulk. He was the best defensive back on the Everest football team, which, again, was one game away from going to state. Hard hitter, closed fast in the defensive secondary. A lot of wide receivers were not so happy when Nevin Poppy was matched up against them. Hochberger grounded out his first time. He's 0 for 1.
Yeah, he was one of the players that definitely stood out when we did the Everest at Eau Claire Memorial football game toward the end of the season at Carson Park. He and Logan George, the quarterback, and of course Blake Bankston, the fine running back. Those are the guys that really stood out.
Ball and 2 strikes here as Bruzewicz is true on the outside corner. Foul back towards us, 2-2. When we do games at Buchholz Park, our sight lines are outstanding. This is just a great place to do a baseball game. Fouled away, we stay at a ball and 2 strikes. If we could just add another 15 degrees or so to the thermometer, then we'd have nothing to complain about.
That's all we're asking about. I know some weather guys. I can put some calls in. Tell them to turn those dials on the weather center.
Inside, almost hit him. Now that was fouled off. Hit his bat. Baseball.
Yeah, the vantage point we have here at Buchholz Park is fantastic because we're at the top of a medium-sized bleacher, but we've got a great view of pitcher and hitter and home plate. Carson Park and Eau Claire, you get the height, you get that good overview of everything.
Outside, not by much, 2-2. We're brought to you by Express Employment Professionals. Get help finding your next career at Express Employment Professionals. Walsall, Stevens Point, and Marshfield. Learn more at expresspros.com. That's expresspros.com. This is going to hang up in left field. Over in the corner is Levante Bean reaching up, and there's the second out. Cole Van Slyke singled through the left side his first time up. He's 1 for 1 today. Over the season, we've nicknamed Cole Van Slyke's bat the Big Banana. Van Slyke's been a promising hitter all season for the Evergreens. He's been the Evergreens catcher for almost every game, and he has taken punishment behind the plate. Seems like anywhere there's not padding, foul balls have found Cole Van Slyke there. Take strike 1.
And that banana description of the bat is right on because that is literally the banana color. It's not the fluorescent yellow. It's just that good medium yellow shade.
Breaking ball is low. It's a ball and a strike to Cole Van Slyke. Cole's a hockey standout for the Evergreens. How could he not be? His dad's the head coach. Well hit ball into the gap in right center field. Hung up just enough for Caleb Moss to move over and make a catch. Had a little too much air under it. Otherwise, Cole Van Slyke had that ticketed for extra bases. Instead, it's back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings. Mason Bruzewicz has retired the last 8 he's faced. 3 complete, DC Everest 1, Eau Claire North nothing on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Better behave than Argos, my Great Dane, that's for sure. We go to the top of the fourth. Evergreens lead 1-0. Both teams starting pitchers locked in battle in the state sectional semifinal. Jack Gorman to lead off for the Huskies. He has Eau Claire's only hit so far.
You know, we were talking about the Northwoods League and the Eau Claire Express. I brought my dog to bark at the park night a little over a week ago. It was a close battle between myself and my good friend Joe Zemer, formerly of the Eau Claire Leader Telegram, as to whose dog was the worst behaved. Now, he said his dog barked more. I said, yeah, well, Jackson barked louder.
Argos is a Great Dane, but he's the runt of his litter. Still a big dog. Checks in at 145 pounds.
Jeez.
And there are some
That's
times
a big dog.
Yesterday, there was a time that he was walking me. Saw another dog that he wanted to say hello to, and there was no holding him back. First ball swinging. Logan George goes over, bobbles, throws. He's late. He's late. George had to throw that from his knees. Couldn't get anything on it.
Jack Gorman, for a catcher, runs well. It was a heck of a play by George to keep that in the infield, but just could not get his footing in making that throw. Second hit of the game for the Huskies.
This field for sure took some rain yesterday, and maybe even a little more light this morning. You just tell how the dirt's been dragged here, so the track is slow today at Buchholz Park. Aiden Pankratz to hit, throw over, runners back.
Jack Gorman, 2-2 today, continuing his hot hitting throughout this postseason. Gorman now 7 out of 11 in playoff games. This is the third one.
Fly ball to right. Ty Rohde in a couple of steps and over, makes the catch. Runner does not advance. Paxton Bush to hit. 0 for 1, a ground out his first time up. You know what Bark in the Park nights, and they're popular. Lots of major league teams have Bark in the Park, but it tells you that attendance is not very good. You would not have a Bark in the Park, say, at a Dodgers-Padres game or a Yankee-Red Sox game. Those seats are spoken for. Swing and a miss, strike one. The Miami Marlins can have as many Bark in the Park nights as they wish.
Absolutely. The Worcester Red Sox, AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, had a cat night at the ballpark.
Runners going. Throw is 1-2-3 hop down to second base. North for the second time today. He's got a runner in scoring position.
A lot of teams will get a courtesy runner for the catcher, not the Huskies. As we said, Gorman, good athlete, runs well.
Yeah, Gorman looks like he runs just fine. So with one out, a hit to the outfield could tie the ball game. Just missed on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. O'Brien had retired 8 straight. until Gorman, now the runner at second, singled on the infield. So things were going along smoothly until they weren't. Foul tipped, got a piece of that breaking ball. We're brought to you today by Axis Insurance. For all your personal, business, auto, and life insurance needs, there's always a local agent you can look to at Axis Insurance. Learn more at AxisInsurance.net. Axis Insurance Agency, their business revolves around you. Swing and a miss. Got him. The strikeout keeps that runner at second base. It's up to Zach Shipman with 2 down.
Great pitch by O'Brien. Fastball just off the plate. Bush had to swing it. It was too close to take. 2 strikes.
7 strikeouts against no walks for Cole O'Brien's afternoon. He has hit a batter. In fact, the hit batter, Caleb Moss, may have told you that he was hit twice. To left field. Over is Hochberger. Foul territory. Falls harmlessly to the turf.
O'Brien's throwing well, but it just seems that the Huskies have had better plate appearances second time through the order.
I agree. And, you know, O'Brien, I mean, is that a superstar fastball? No, it's not. It's above average. But he's able to spot second and third pitches for strikes, too. So the changing speeds being just a little bit deceptive, that's Cole O'Brien's game. I mean, sometimes in high school baseball, you just see a pitcher, all he needs is one pitch. The fastball is overpowering or untouchable. That's not quite Jack O'Brien. Cole O'Brien, beg your pardon, inside, 1-1.
Yeah, mixes his pitches well, and looks like he's got a couple different arm angles for that curveball. So he gives you a lot of different looks. And if you haven't seen him before, it's going to take you a little while to adjust.
Fouled off. A ball and 2 strikes. And you know what? If you want to pitch at a higher level, it's the second and third pitch that you really need. We see high school pitchers, he throws in the low 90s. He's untouchable at high school baseball, but maybe not so in college or at some level of minor league baseball. Eventually, you need the second pitch. Eventually, you just come to a level of ball where other batters can handle your heat. There are only so many Randy Johnsons to go around, right?
Well, you even see that at the WIAC level, where you look at guys who were aces on the respective high school staffs sometimes struggle as freshmen, and that's the reason why. Because you're facing better hitters top to bottom.
Yep.
And you have to learn how to pitch at that level.
Just missed inside. Everest fans wanted to will that into strike 3. From our vantage point, it was inside. That's the right call. Blues got it, 3-2.
O'Brien had a couple steps off the mound heading toward the dugout.
Yeah. Large contingent of Everest fans just below us. They've got the same view. Sorry, guys. It missed, but not by much. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. O'Brien worked him a little up and ends the inning. North leaves a runner at second base, a leadoff hit for Knott. Bottom of the 4th next, DC Everest 1-0 lead, still good on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Mason Bruzewicz, junior right-hander, what an adventurous start. Started off the ballgame by surrendering a home run, but has settled down since then. He's retired the last 8 evergreens he faces. And he'll face 4, 5, and 6 in the Everest batting order here. Ty Rohde to lead off. Rohde singled his first time up. Rohde had a long at-bat, fought off a couple of pitches, fouled them away, and then singled to right. We're brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Infinity Exteriors, quality you can trust. Brusewitz to Rohde, first ball swinging. Almost into the Bermuda Triangle, and that's a fair ball. Off the shortstop's glove, in play. Rohde, running it out all the way, takes second base. Boy, that's just a bad break for Eau Claire North to start off the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, you talk about no man's land because you had the shortstop Mettler, you had the third baseman Shipman, as well as the left fielder Bean, all going after it. And from where we sit, it sure looked like the extended arm of Mettler, as he was trying to track that one down, pushed it from fair territory to foul territory. So by definition, that's a fair ball.
You know, if no one gets to that ball, it probably lands harmlessly in foul territory.
Boy, that's a tough one because I think it's either, well, probably right on the line.
Right, I get it. If you think you can make a play on it,
exactly.
You have to.
Yep.
Sure. Schultz, the DH to hit, and fouls that one back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. But there's not a hard hit ball, just kind of lands in the wrong spot for Eau Claire North, and the Evergreens have a leadoff double.
You got the number 5 hitter up. You might think bunt here, just given the game situation, 1-0 game.
Waited on that and was late, fouled it off. A ball and 2 strikes. Rohde with a part lucky, part good double. Stands at second base. There's nobody out. Inside. Okay, what do you want from Schultz here? You want him to put the ball in play. That's the best chance of moving this runner over. The sacrifice was not on in this spot. Runner at second can decide for himself if he can safely take third. But the ball's got to be put in play here. Sliced down the left field line and out of play. We stay at 2-2.
Yeah, anything deep to center or right, even if it's caught, you like Rohde's chances of tagging and getting to third base.
Fouled back, 2-2. Brusewitz, the junior, wants to make this an unproductive at-bat. He's going for strikeout here. Down the left field line and foul. Hit to the outfield could double the Everest lead in this spot. 2-2 pitch, almost hit him. Count fills up with nobody out and a man in scoring position. Hit him. First and second.
Well, Brusewitz, after working 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings, now finds himself in a little bit of a jam. That double down the line in left that was nearly caught, and then losing the batter Schultz after being up in the count, the hit by pitch. So Jordan Fitch, the head coach, is going to chat with his junior right-hander as well as his infielder and catcher Jack Gorman.
Aiden Hopt is due up here for the Evergreens. Aiden, at the start of the season, was not an everyday player for the Evergreens.
We got one final in from one of our other sectional games. It's Highland knocking out Boscobel 9-2, the final in that one. Highland will play Pittsville
just
in
like
the sectional final.
Just like here, when you win, there's another game to come.
Mm-hmm.
Hopt just has fewer at-bats than some of the Evergreen starters today under his belt. He may be asked to put down the sacrifice here. North plays in at first base. Shows the bunt early, pulls it back. Runners going and safe. Everyone advances.
Jack Gorman tried to throw that one from one knee as that ball broke outside. If he could have gotten a little more on that, they really had a chance to get the lead runner Rhodey at third as it is. Double steal is effective.
Yeah, Rhodey didn't get particularly good jump, but it wasn't a particularly good throw either. North must bring the infield in here with nobody out. Runners at second and third. Back at the plate, it was a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Down low, 2-0. How does North wiggle out of this? You need one hit right at an infielder. You need to come home. Two-0 pitch. Taking a strike. 2-1. J&D Tube Benders, founded in 1968. They've been in the Felch family ever since. Locally owned, a manufacturer specializing in tube bending, welding, and cutting. Find and join the J&D Tube Bending team at the Schofield Industrial Park. Going to get a run in regardless. Levante Bean makes the catch, tagging and scoring. The Evergreens are up 2-0. Ty Rhodey comes in. Sacrifice fly for Aiden Hopt.
Hopt gets the job done with the sac fly. Off the bat, that looked like trouble, but Levante Bean, the left fielder, runs very well, tracked that one down. But deep enough to bring home a run.
Trail runner does not advance, so still a man at second for Logan George. If you're the Evergreens, this is a spot where you want to be greedy. You want to get more than just one run out of this situation. There's one out, still a man in scoring position, and the first pitch is outside. George called out on strikes his first time up. That didn't miss by much, little bit high, 2-0. The North bullpen is quiet, so this is Mason Brucewitz's inning to work out of. Inside, 3-0. I would bet that Logan George has the green light here. Take one you like and send it for a ride. A walk is, well, okay, but what you want is the hit to the outfield. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way, and it's down low. Evergreen's manufacturing this with all of one hit. Then a hit batter, and now a walk.
Once again, Jack Gorman, the catcher, heading out to talk with Mason Brucewitz. No activity yet in the Huskies bullpen.
You know what the exit path for Brucewitz is here? He'll face now 8 and 9 in the Everest batting order. This is George Jablonski, who flew out to center field his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Inside, strike.
Huskies trying to get something on the ground here and looking to turn 2.
Fly ball. Shortstop is back onto the cut of the outfield grass. Ben Metler makes the catch. 2 outs. That's a big out for Brucewitz. Up to J.J. Lewis, who struck out his first time. If Mason can retire J.J., Eau Claire North really does live to fight another day. Keep it a 2-0 game. They haven't lost contact at all. Outside, ball 1. That said, J.J. Lewis is the batter that Brucewitz really wants to get. Nevin Poppy, home run power, awaits on deck if the inning continues. A little bit low.
Good eye by J.J. Lewis. Both of those pitches just below the strike zone, and he laid off both of them.
Watch Mason's body language. He wanted that pitch that was judged to be ball 2. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike, 2-1. I think the pitch that was ball 2 may have been a better pitch than the pitch that was strike 1.
It all comes out in the wash.
Right, no matter. We've arrived at the same spot. 2 balls and a strike here. Fouled back towards us. 2-2.
My guess is Brusewitz is going to look to elevate the fastball here.
Right, see if he's going to work J.J. Lewis up the ladder in this spot. Inside, hit him. You know what? J.J. Lewis did the very bare minimum to get out of the way of that. And the bases are loaded.
Well, any way to get on.
Schultz at third, George at second, and J.J. Lewis at first.
And that's going to be the end of the line for Mason Brusewitz. Gives up the 2 runs on 4 hits. The 3 base runners are his responsibility.
Bases are loaded with 2 outs, so this is a key at-bat in today's ball game. Nevin Poppy will be in. We'll introduce you to the new Huskies pitcher when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Caleb Moss will take over the pitching duties for Eau Claire North. He's a senior. He's a lefty, and I'll tell you this, Evergreen's hitting against lefties has been a sometimes thing all season. I've always thought at the high school level, calling on a reliever with the bases full is tough because you just come in, no margin for error, and must throw strikes.
Moss made 9 appearances in the regular season, 24 1/3 innings pitched, ERA of 2.87.
Nevin Poppy took the first pitch that he saw in the first inning and put it over the left field fence, then struck out his next time up, 1 for 2. Stake the Evergreens to a 1-0 lead, which has now grown to 2-0. There are 2 outs, and the bases are loaded. Here we go. Up high, ball 1.
The new right fielder is the junior McCabe Tessing Ritter.
Right, Caleb Moss comes from the outfield to the pitching mound. Behind in the count 1-0. Poppy takes, and it's outside, 2-0. Nevin Poppy's got the green light in this spot. I know sometimes conventional wisdom is you make the pitcher throw strike 1. No, he's swinging on that, fouled it back. Design Theory 19 brings you today's game. Your home is the heart of your best moments. Make it uniquely yours with Design Theory 19. Downtown Wausau or online, designtheory19.com. Design Theory 19, where dreams become design. Still a pitcher's spot here, 2-1. A batter's spot outside, 3-1. Maybe you ask Nevin to take a pitch here to see if you get a run on the cheap. Aimed it and got the inside corner.
Boy, that was a pitch that started outside, broke inside.
Right, that swept right
Caught
across
corner,
the heart of the plate. My goodness. 3-2. Key moment here. Bases full, 2 outs. Nevin Poppy sends it into the gap in left center field. Nevin Poppy has just hit his second home run. It's a grand slam. I thought that was in the gap and was going to clear the bases. It just kept going. Over the wall and right below the scoreboard. Evergreens have just broken this thing open. So Nevin Poppy is a one-man wrecking crew right now.
Boy, a day he will remember.
The way things stand right now, Nevin Poppy's teammates are going to be hearing a lot from him on the bus ride back home. Three of the 4 runs go on Mason Bruzowitz's record. Base is empty now for Hochberger inside, ball 1.
If you're the Huskies, you get a case of deja vu. Sectional semis last year against Stevens Point. He dropped that one 6-0. Similar to this one, they were close for a while, and then the other team's bats came alive, and North couldn't muster enough offensively.
Here it's 3 balls and no strikes to Hochberger. He's the 8th Evergreen to bat in this inning. Again, the inning started off with kind of bad luck. Short hit ball down the left field line. Off the glove of shortstop Ben Metler on a very tough play that was judged to be fair down the left field line and wound up being a double to start off the inning. Ty Rohde would score on a sacrifice fly, then loaded up with a hit batter, a walk, and another hit batter.
And prior to that, Mason Bruzewitz of the Huskies had retired 8 straight Evergreens. So it just goes to show you in baseball that momentum can flip quickly, one side to another.
Caleb Moss in relief has battled back to 3-2, and that's fouled off.
But they'll remember this as the Nevin Poppy game at Everest High School.
I cannot remember in 13 seasons of doing Everest games a 2-home run game for a single player. And this is hit to center. And the inning comes to an end. A grand slam from Nevin Poppy. The Evergreens put up a 5 spot. And our new score through 4, DC Everest 6, Eau Claire North nothing on Zaleski Sports.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
The Auto Service Specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Distance between themselves and the Eau Claire North Huskies. Eau Claire still got time in this game. Eau Claire North fans, no, don't look away. We're brought to you by Innovative Health. Pain is your body's check engine light. It signals something isn't right. Come to Innovative Health in Weston for the best chiropractic care. They'll keep your body running the way it's meant to work. Feel better, live better. Innovative Health. 7, 8, and 9 in the Huskies order ready to hit here. But the big bats will get at least one more turn before we're done today. Cole O'Brien's afternoon, only 2 hits, both of them to Jack Gorman, the North catcher. 8 strikeouts, no walks, and a hit batter.
Well, it's been the pitching of Cole O'Brien and the hitting of Nevin Poppy. The 2 seniors coming up big for the Evergreens in this one, but as you say, there's still some time remaining in this ball game.
Cameron Buckman to lead off for the Huskies. Need a leadoff base runner here. Foul tips that back into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. Mason Bruzowitz's day ends working 3 2/3 innings. 6 runs all earned, struck out 3, walked 1, hit 2 batters. And again, the problem with the bases loaded jam, How often do we say this at the high school baseball level? It's the free passes that kill you. The bases were loaded back to a walk and 2 hit batters.
And when Brusewitz is at his best, he's not walking guys, he's not hitting guys. He's forcing hitters to put the ball in play, or he's getting them on strikes. Was not able to do that consistently enough today, especially in that 4th inning when things kind of got off track for them.
Yeah, you look back at your baseball scorecard. You keep score at home along with us, right? Of course,
Everybody does, yeah.
You look back at that, you see how do big innings start? Big innings usually start with a walk or an error or a hit bat. That's away. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. Well, if the Evergreens are going to match up with Hudson, Hudson knows which person in the Everest batting order to be careful with in the final game here. I saw the end of our earlier Hudson-Chippewa Falls game. Once Hudson got into the Chi-Hi bullpen, it seemed like every ball off a Hudson player's bat was a line drive. Hudson was swinging the lumber in the late innings.
Yeah, Raiders have some really quality hitters.
2 balls, 2 strikes here. Just a little bit away. Count is full.
But they were barreling up in the latter stages of that game, and they were able to get it done in 6 innings.
That game was shaped by an early big run inning. Hudson had a 5-run second inning and really never looked back from there.
Yeah, Chippewa jumped out 3-0 on a Cole Perlberg 3-run homer. Hudson answered with 3 in the bottom half of the first, then, as you say, put up a 5 spot and held that lead the rest of the way.
So North has a leadoff runner aboard for the first time today. Buckman works out a walk. Ben Metler to hit now. First ball swinging, and it's fouled off down the first base side. Into the tree.
O'Brien's done a really nice job of mixing pitches, and he hasn't fallen into a pattern. He's started off guys. Sometimes he'll start fastball, sometimes he'll start curve, sometimes he'll throw that slider. It's just he's kept the hitters off balance.
Evergreens have 2 coaches who are outstanding pitchers when they were playing. Greg Langman got his baseball career all the way up to the AA level. And Josh Nielsen, a standout high school pitcher for the Evergreens. Last time they went to the sectional finals when he was a senior. That's outside, 2 balls and a strike. And now it is Josh Nielsen who sees something going on with Cole O'Brien and wants to make a quick trip out there. O'Brien needs to get back on track because when issuing the walk to Buckman, he thought that ball 3 was actually going to be strike 3. Got a call that was close, didn't go his way, and wound up walking and losing that batter. One of the abilities you gotta have as a pitcher is the ability to turn the page. Okay, I gave up a hit. Okay, I got to 2 strikes but didn't get the out. Next batter's got to be a clean slate. Can't let whatever went wrong in the last sequence carry over to what's in front of you now. Scherer Construction has an office in Wausau. Scherer Construction offers commercial and custom home construction expertise throughout Wisconsin. Check out their work online, schererconstruction.com. Trip to the mound coming into the middle of the at-bat. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Just missed. 3-1. Fouls that one back, 3-2.
Good pitch to hit there. Metler just got under it.
Yeah, O'Brien's struggling with a little bit of his control here in the top of the 5th, and now staked to a 6-0 lead. What's the quick message to the mound? Hey, just throw strikes. Look at the scoreboard. Don't need to be too fancy by half. Back-to-back walks to open the 5th.
We do have activity in the DC Everest bullpen.
I believe that's Cade Felch who's throwing down there.
You are correct. Cade Felch, the junior.
Again, these walks coming to the bottom part of the Eau Claire North order. Here's the number 9 hitter, Aaron Gust, to hit. Strike one. Now, appeal down to first did not go.
Oftentimes, in these situations, Gus is dropping down the bunt. Not now with the 6-0 margin.
Swing and a miss. Challenged him up high. 1-1. Well, you know, the Huskies don't have to eat the elephant in just one bite here. What you need out of this situation is a couple of runs. Long set, coming home. On the outside corner.
Another pitcher's pitch right there.
1-2, yep.
Right in the corner, not much Gus could do with that one.
Gust, again, really needs to put the ball in play. Want to move these runners up 90 feet.
First baseman hopped, now playing behind the runner at first. He had been up on the grass earlier in this at-bat.
Swing and a miss. Cole O'Brien comes back to win that at-bat. Strikeout number 9. I'm not sure how much the Huskies need, but they've got to get something out of this situation. Top of the order here, Levante Bean 0 for 2 to hit.
And oftentimes the Huskies go as Levante Bean does. He's so good at legging out infield hits, and he's just that guy that will grind out at bats, and he can use his speed, and he kind of helps set the table for the big hitters coming up.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that the top of the Eau Claire order comes up again. This is popped up, and there's going to be a play. Catcher does not make a play on it. Oh, my goodness. Cole O'Brien, the Everest catcher, was closest to that. Kind of overran it, and the ball fell behind him.
Tough play for the catcher because that ball's going to start curving back towards the infield. And the one thing I noticed there, Chris, is that 3 guys, none of them are talking.
Right. You need really, I think you want the first baseman to take charge of that. He's got the longest run, but it's the easiest play for him.
Or at the very least, he should be calling somebody like, hey, it's yours.
Right, yours. Cole,
sure. It's yours. Or, well, you can't say Cole because you got a Cole on the mound. A couple other scores to pass along. In the top of the 4th, Edgar leading Rib Lake 8-1. Winner of that one moves on to play Solon Springs Northwood. Pacelli and Gibraltar tied 2-2 in the 6th. Winner there plays Lena. Germantown leading Arrowhead 7-2 in the 5th. Winner plays Sussex Hamilton.
Pacelli's had a great spring sports season playing elite softball. Nevin Poppy backhand, bobbles, and nothing. Nevin Poppy was uncertain if he was going to try and beat the runner to third base, then threw across the diamond, and he's late.
And that's what Levante Bean does. He puts the ball in play. A lot of times during the Big River season, no matter when Bean came up in an inning, the infield's playing up just because they know he can beat out a ground ball. Poppy actually had a force out there at third.
Right, had to take it himself, but had to be decisive about it. A moment of indecision cost Nevin Poppy an error, and the bases are full of Huskies. Caleb Moss hit by a pitch and grounded out. First ball swinging, fouls it back.
Well, if you're the Huskies, these are the breaks you need. Down by 6 runs. You've only had 2 hits. But you got the bases loaded here, and now it's third time through the order against the starter Cole O'Brien.
All of this mess coming without the benefit of a hit. 2 walks and then the Poppy error. Swing and a miss. Moss was late on that. He's down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Long set for O'Brien. He's coming home now. Inside corner, strike three.
Cole O'Brien has thrown some really nice pitches today. That might have been his best, considering the situation. Number 2 hitter, a guy who's been swinging a good bat, and you just paint the inside corner.
Sure, that gets him to the second out. Maybe a little inside, but too close to take.
Here's a matchup right here. You'd pay money to see this. O'Brien pitching.
Jack Gorman
to Jack
is 2
Gorman.
for 2. Bounces that one off the catcher, and a run will come in. Wild pitch. Gets Eau Claire North on the scoreboard. Everyone else on the bases moves up.
Bean at second has great wheels, so if Jack Gorman can get one onto the outfield grass, it's likely going to score a pair of runs.
Right, these next couple of pitches are going to shape the way the late innings of today's game look. Does North get a hit and get back into striking range? Or do the Evergreens keep a more comfortable lead? 1 ball and no strikes. O'Brien looking to Gorman. Little low. 2 balls and no strikes. O'Brien's going to empty the tank in this at-bat. Cade Felch in the bullpen has kind of been used as a closer. Maybe Felch comes in and works the 6th and 7th. So maybe this is Cole O'Brien's last batter of the afternoon. Strike.
Center fielder J.J. Lewis shading Jack Gorman towards right field. So there's a big gap there in left center.
It's 2-1. Still a hitter's count in this spot. Up high.
And a hitter's count right here. And also looking at the outfield, Hochberger out there in left is relatively shallow.
A walk here loads him up again. 3-1 pitch on the outside corner. Strike 2. That was the same spot as strike 3 to Caleb Moss.
Yeah, here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. North trying to cut into this Everest lead.
Both runners on base will be off with the pitch. Gorman singled through and got an infield single, his 2 for 2 afternoon so far. 3-2 pitch coming. Bouncer to first. Hopped has it and wins the race over. North gets 1, but to be honest with you, the Huskies needed a little more in that top half of the 5th inning. 6-1 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
I knew I wanted to start an agency that honored those small town values like relationships and service. Our mission is to sell insurance ethically and with integrity to protect our clients' needs today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Not everybody understands insurance, and it's a good day when I can help give peace of mind.
When working with Access Insurance, we are a team, so you don't just get one of us, you get all 4 of us.
Access Insurance Agency, our business revolves around you.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Well, final baseball game coming up at 4 o'clock today. Hudson waiting for the winner of this one. DC Everest 6, Eau Claire North 1. And our sectional semifinal is brought to you by TRW Auto Body in Mosinee. Top quality collision repair, full body repair, 24-hour towing, courtesy loaner vehicles, and a lifetime warranty on their work. That's TRW Auto Body Mosinee, your friendly fender bender mender. Evergreen sent 8 to the plate in the 5-run 4th inning. Cole Van Slyke was the only Everest hitter to not face the Eau Claire North pitchers. Caleb Moss is on in relief. Van Slyke 1 for 2 against Mason Brusewitz, the Eau Claire North starter. Took something off that, dropped it in, strike 1.
Well, for Caleb Moss, their job is pretty simple. Get guys out and get your hitters up the bat.
Sure.
We're getting late here at Buchholz Park.
Can't let the hole get any deeper, for sure.
And I agree with you. I mean, it was great for North to get a run on the board, but you just got that feeling that they left a couple out there, especially when you got your best slugger at the plate in Jack Gorman. But that was a heck of a pitch that O'Brien made, busted him inside, and Gorman just fisted it down to first base, and they got the out there and inning over.
Inside, 2-2. I mean, if North could have found the timely hit, could have brought in 2 runs, this game feels completely different at 6-3 instead of the current 6-1. 3-1 pitch, that's on the inside corner, and the count fills up to Cole Van Slyke.
Yeah, if you're in the field and your team is up, you're feeling really good. You're not feeling any pressure, but as the other team starts getting closer and closer, then the pressure starts ratcheting it up.
Up the middle and through. Cole Van Slyke joins the 2-hit club.
That was another really nice at-bat from Van Slyke, and both of his base hits, the one that he sent opposite field to left and that one right there, he just went with that pitch. Didn't try to do too much on it. Just hit a nice solid line drive.
Ty Rohde will look to become the first player with 3 hits in today's game. Single and a double. His double started off that 5-run 4th inning. Rohde is first ball swinging and pops this up. Foul territory, no play.
That was relatively close to us here.
Jason Zaleski needed the big fishnet to make a play on that.
Again, none of the Everest fans, nobody called that. Going to be talking out there.
That's away to Rohde. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nevin Poppy, who has been Mr. Everything in this game, is also throwing in the Everest bullpen. So Felch or Poppy may come on to work the 6th and 7th. And again, the Evergreens may be happy to save Felch for the sectional final game, which would be to follow at 4 o'clock. Rohde pops this up. It's in left field. Levante Bean is under it and makes the catch. Runner retreats to first. Ryan Schultz hits now. He was hit by a pitch in the 5-run 4th and came around to score one of the Evergreens runs.
We have made it up to 60 degrees. We're in Stevens Point.
Keep going. This ball is hit to left and going back. That ball carries, reaching out. Look what I have. That's a nice catch out there by Levante Bean. That ball was carrying on Bean, had to reach back over his shoulder and made a play on it.
Again, the speed of Levante Bean. And he is excellent at tracking down balls in the outfield. So but off the bat, boy, that was either off the fence or gone.
Yeah, little theft in the outfield there. Aiden Hopp sacrificed and scored a run. Back then he made it a 2-0 ball game. Which is out, ball 1. Yeah, the Evergreens are going to have a new pitcher on the mound, I would imagine, for the visitors' half of the 6th. So this game will be into both bullpens.
Well, and by doing that, too, and we don't have a pitch count on O'Brien, you could conceivably bring O'Brien back in game 2 if you need him. The situation dictated it.
Inside, 2-1. I mean, we talked at the very start of our broadcast. This is a most unusual day of baseball. Got to win, got to sweep a doubleheader to get to state. And against high-level competition, too. Off the catcher's glove, runner will advance. (3-1), and that's fouled back. Count is full. And here's a well-hit ball to left field. This is going back too, but it has more air under it. Levante Bean back quickly. Bean makes all 3 putouts here in the home half of the 5th. Evergreens have a runner on second, but cannot cash him in. Getting late for Eau Claire North. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Take your education out of the classroom and give New Spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
The first tube was bent in 1968 back in a garage by our house. Shortly after that, we moved into a rented space in a machine shop.
Moving into this building in 2000 at 90,000 square feet.
So right now we sit at 165,000 square feet.
150 employees. Every day we look at how grateful we are to be where we are, but we never forget where we started. Here at J&D Tube Benders, we're a full custom hydraulic tube manufacturer. We can do anything from their simple bent tube component to a fully welded assembly.
Second inning in a row, the Evergreens have Cade Felch throwing in the bullpen down the first base line. But Cole O'Brien's afternoon will continue. He's back out there to work the 6th. And we're brought to you by Foundation Finance. Start a job making the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full-time benefits from day one. Learn more at foundationfinance.com.
Also activity in the North Huskies bullpen. Junior Landon Connect, the right-hander, working out there. We can update that. His work is done, and now he's coming toward the bench area.
Four, 5, and 6 to hit in the Eau Claire North batting order. Aiden Pankratz, a strikeout and a flyout, 0 for 2. Stone Innovation says for the best in countertops, cabinets, flooring, and remodeling, look no further than Stone Innovations. Residential or commercial, redesign, or custom built, learn all you need to know at stoneinnovations.net. Stone Innovations, welcome to our Zaleski Sports family of sponsors. Thank you for making today's coverage possible. At the knees, strike one. This ball is ticketed to right field, and it's going to be over Ty Rohde's head. Second inning in a row that North is going to have a leadoff base runner aboard. Pankratz kind of stumbled between first and second. He's into second. No thought of a triple there after spinning his wheels around the bases.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if he could have kept his footing, whether Jordan Fish, the head coach and third base coach, would have put the stop sign up at second, because at the very least you got him in scoring position with nobody out.
Cannot afford outs on the bases in this spot, so maybe the double is good enough regardless. Paxton Bush to hit, 0 for 2 today. He's first ball swinging. Clang off the screen behind home plate for strike one.
Huskies being a little bit more aggressive early in the count against Cole O'Brien.
Checked his swing, yes, but called strike two. And our home plate umpire is going to have a ball and strike conversation down home plate. Now, you know what? This is going to be a discussion about did he hold up or not. That's what this is going to be. I thought home plate umpire called that a strike. Called strike, I thought. Did not go. Wow. An intervention by the third base coach saves his batter a strike.
Well, Jordan Fish was pretty adamant that his hitter did not go around and wanted that appeal, and that's what they got. And so
I think I saw that a little wrong. I thought home plate umpire didn't like hearing from the third base coach, and instead he wanted to hear from his third base umpire, wanted to hear from his crew member. So the new count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul down the third base side, 1-2. 9 times out of 10, the umpire in the field is going to go along with whatever was called at home plate.
Yeah, oftentimes that's the case, right?
Got to at least give the illusion that we're all on the same page. Coming home at 1-2. Little high, 2-2.
That did not miss by much. Good take that time by Paxton Bush.
From residential to commercial, industrial to agriculture, Newton Electric in Wausau has been serving central Wisconsin since 1977. Give them a call or find them online at newtonelec.com. Strike 3 call. Everest fans will mockingly say that was strike 4. Paxton Bush is sent back to the bench. 1 out.
I'm guessing Bush was looking for something else that time because that was a really nice pitch thrown by O'Brien.
Shipman has struck out in both of his plate appearances. Zach Shipman looking for a hit to pick up that runner at second base. And there it is, a hit to pick up that runner at second base. Over Logan George, the second baseman's head. Runner comes all the way around, and it's 6-2. Bob, you're right. Eau Claire North is being much more aggressive earlier in the count as we get into the later parts of Cole O'Brien's outing.
Well, and you wonder how much longer O'Brien will go. They've had Felch working out there in the bullpen. Lead is now 6-2.
Throw over to first. Runner is back.
And you touched on it with your eating the elephant analogy a couple innings ago. You can't get it all back in one, but you can chip away. You can kind of just do some things to get yourself back in this game.
Fouled almost off his foot for a strike. Again, I mean, what does North need? Another run at least, and maybe 2 out of this inning. Then you have the potential you could make the Evergreens sweat in the 7th and final.
Yeah, you need to get 21 outs. Sometimes those last outs are the real difficult ones to get when you're the team with the lead and in the field.
We talked earlier, too, about the role that seniors play in these playoff games. There is no senior who wants to end their high school baseball career by making the final out of the season-ending game. So, yes, that last out, you may have to work for it. 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. O'Brien has certainly labored more in the 5th and now the 6th inning. Just cruised through the earlier innings. Through 4, he had allowed just 1 hit and had struck out 8.
A lot of watchful eyes from the coaching staff over there on the bench for DC Everest.
This is fouled back, 2-2. O'Brien looking to win one more battle from the mound. He's got to 2 strikes here. Foul back.
Buckman making O'Brien work. Last time those two matched up in the 5th, Buckman worked a walk and a 3-2 pitch.
2-2 here. Outside, full count. O'Brien looked like he reached back for something extra late in his afternoon. A lot of times when the pitchers try and wheel back for more, they miss wild high. 3-2. Again, the art of pitching is being within yourself. Checked his swing. Did not go.
A lot more energy coming out of that north dugout in their cheering section.
And here comes Everest coach Dave Langman. North's trying to work their way into a situation. The game-tying run will be in the on-deck circle when either O'Brien's afternoon continues or comes to an end here. And the answer is pitching change. Looks like the Evergreens are giving the ball to Nevin Poppy. O'Brien will stay in the game and will move over to first base. Nevin Poppy will take his warm-up tosses. Eau Claire North trying to rally into a 6-2 deficit. Back in a moment on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
In every department at Dull Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dull Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dull Auto, simple.
Well, Eau Claire North has finally gotten into the Everest bullpen. The Evergreens defense will be realigned as Nevin Poppy comes on in relief of Cole O'Brien. Cole O'Brien stays in the game, moves to first base. And the Evergreens' first baseman, Aiden Hopt, moves across the diamond and will go to third. There's one out, and here comes Ben Metler. First batter that Nevin Poppy will hit. Poppy's bat has accounted for 5 of the 6 Evergreens home runs. Solo home run in the first, and then a grand slam in the fourth. First and second, one out here in the top of the 6th. Nevin Poppy's first pitch, First ball hitting, and it's into the gap. J.J. Lewis back. It's up against the wall. 1-2 runs will score, and Eau Claire North has done enough. Now they'll score just 1 run. Stop sign goes up for the trail runner. Don't want anyone thrown out at the plate here. 1 run comes in on a long gapper from Ben Metler.
Yeah, Jordan Fish, head coach, third base coach, put that stop sign up. Because now you've got second and third, 1 out. Aaron Gust at the plate.
Gust hits 9th in the Eau Claire batting order. So North is going to probably get back to the top of their order, trying to battle back into this thing. Evan Poppy didn't like his footing there. When the pitch misses by that much, of course, there's something wrong with the mound. North was stuck on just 1 hit for forever in this game. Now they've got 5. Need 1 more for sure. Get 2 more in. Foul back towards us.
Good hack by Gust. Just got under a little bit. Go ahead.
Nevin Poppy's frustrated with himself. Didn't spot that ball where he wanted to.
And the challenge for Poppy, Chris, is that he's got to come in from third base. Now, you figure the arm is loose, from previous innings of playing third base, but he hasn't thrown off the mound.
2 balls and a strike. Aimed that and got the outside corner, 2-2. John's Auto Repair. For all your auto repair needs, Mosinee and Rothschild turn to John's Auto Repair, just off Business 51 north of Mosinee. Auto repair you can trust. They'll have it done right and have you on your way. John's Auto Repair. Fouled off. Boy, a hit here that brings in 2 runs and game on. North in never say die mode. They put together 3 hits in the 6th inning. Missed outside, counts full. And just in case Nevin Poppy is not the answer, Cade Felch resumes throwing in the Everest bullpen. Count is full with 1 out. Fouled off down the right field side. If Gust singles here, I would not be surprised if the Evergreens go to their bullpen. Cade Felch is normally the closer here. This is hit on the ground to third. New third baseman has it go through him. Hopped, the new third baseman, misplays the ball, and another run comes in.
How often, Chris, do we see that in baseball? Position change, somehow the ball finds you.
Absolutely. 6-4.
Yeah, now you've got the speedy Levante Bean at the plate.
Right. Boy, a play that an out should have been recorded on is not. Still only 1 out. North now has the tying runs on the bases.
Yeah, the runner from third broke on contact. And I wonder if Hopt was thinking, do I go home or do I go to first for the out? All got through him.
Just the body language before that ball even got to Hopt. Hopt looked like, oh my God, it's hit to me. Fly ball, but foul, out of play. Just over the roof of our press box.
Being a fast runner, very difficult to double up.
Right, runners on the corners. The Evergreens would love the double play ball here, but Levante Bean's just going to be hard. Hard to double him up for sure. And this ball is hit into the gap. One run is in. North is going to try and tie this game. There'll be a play at the plate. The throw is up the line. Tie ball game. North comes all the way back. Bean delivers.
They say they're a team of grinders. And they have ground their way right back into this one. 6-6. Who saw this coming?
And there's still only one out. And the go-ahead run is at second after Levante Bean's double. And these are exactly the bats that Eau Claire North would like to have up in the spot. Moss is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. Checked his swing, no, strike. Boy, and the Evergreens were just cruising along with a 6-1 lead. A new script has been written for the closing innings of this one.
Yeah, each team with a 1-run inning and a 5-run inning.
Boy, what a comeback if Eau Claire North can take the lead in this spot. Two balls and one strike.
And now the pressure shifts to the Evergreens.
It really does. And I'll tell you this. Nevin Poppy, again, who's had a great game up until now. He's got 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. But Nevin Poppy is showing emotion after every pitch. Either he's frustrated with himself or he's frustrated with a call. The body language is not good right now. 2-1 pitch. And that's outside. If Moss reaches, for sure there'll be a visit to the mound in this spot. Outside. See again, Nevin Poppy's reacting there. He doesn't like the call. Here comes the 9th Husky to bat. But first, Coach Dave Langman will pay a visit to Nevin Poppy. Cole O'Brien with 10 strikeouts and 3 walks will be no decisioned in this game. And in comes Cade Felch. Evergreens have a pitching change coming up here. Eau Claire North is bidding for the lead. This eventful top of the 6th continues when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
In every department at Dull Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dull Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dull Auto, simple.
Elite Auto Care is a family-owned business providing top-notch car care to the Schofield, Weston, and Wausau area. They deliver honest and professional automotive repair and maintenance services with quality ASE certified technicians that you can trust. Elite Auto Care offers the latest technology and is equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on both foreign and domestic vehicles. From general maintenance, air conditioning and brakes to exhaust, axle repair, tires, or just a simple oil change. Turn to Elite Auto Care, your local family-owned auto business on Schofield Avenue in Schofield.
Cade Felch on in relief for Nevin Poppy. Poppy, as good as he's been at the plate, struggled from the mound. He did not record a single out. Four runs charged to Cole O'Brien. Poppy is responsible for the runner on base. Cade Felch, hard-throwing junior right-hander. Just tell you this for what it's worth, watching Cade Felch's warm-up pitches, Cade Felch has not thrown a strike in his warm-up tosses.
His ball really moves, though. It's a sharp breaking pitch.
Yep, and this is a little bit of an unusual spot for Cade Felch, usually coming on to work a clean seventh inning. Was being asked to get two outs here in the sixth, and then probably the seventh too.
And you know that Jack Gorman in the on-deck circle was watching Cade Felch. So we'll see what Gorman does. Felch grooves one. I think Gorman would be in swing mode.
Gorman is 2 for 3 today, 2 singles. Felch's first pitch, outside, ball one. Go-ahead runs on the bases for North. Boy, do I admire this. This has very much been a never-say-die afternoon for Eau Claire North. Down 6-1, they sure didn't pack up their tents, that's for sure. And this is a line drive to left. We're going to have a lead change in this game. North will lead 7-6. Gorman's got 3 hits today. Well, they sure didn't have the lead early, but now they've got the lead late.
Huskies now out-hitting the Evergreens 7-6.
And the Huskies have batted around here in this now 6-run, 6th inning.
Yeah, a courtesy runner. Sorry about that, Chris. We were thinking along the same lines.
I believe that's the number 7 of Landon Connect. Evergreens have to bring the infield in, not wanting to fall further behind. There is only 1 out. Fouled back, strike 1. Aiden is 1 for 3 today. Doubled earlier in the inning and scored one of the 6 runs across here for the Huskies. Outside, 1-1. With the pitching change, Nevin Poppy stays in the game. He's back at third base. Evergreens cannot afford to take Nevin Poppy's bat out of the order here. With runners at second and third, a play home, the Evergreens need to successfully apply the tag. Two balls, 1 strike. Quick visit from catcher Cole O'Brien. And then third baseman Nevin Poppy comes over with the glove bump. 2 balls and 1 strike. Seems like this inning has been stuck on 1 out forever. Boy, that didn't miss by much either. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Cade Felch, third Everest pitcher used today. Coming home at 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count.
Great pitch by Felch. Took a little off that one. Pankratz was ahead of that one.
Felch needs a strikeout like the desert needs rain. It would be the second out and would move the infield back instead of in. 3-2 pitch. Just missed. Bases are loaded. Evergreens fans hate to say it, Paxton Bush is due. He's 0 for 3. Number 5 hitter in the Huskies order, and the infield is still in for him. Strike 1.
Bases loaded, you get a force anywhere if you're Everest.
That's outside, 1-1.
But you definitely want to get that guy at home.
Right, force on the
infield. If you can turn a double play by coming home first, so be it. But you need outs if you're Everest.
Right, I don't think Everest could afford to fall further behind here. Got to try and cut down that runner at third at home plate. Bouncing ball, and it's through. Seeing eye hit to the right side, and Eau Claire North is taking control of this game. Nothing hard about that. If the infield is back, that's a routine out. 9-6. That's so frustrating for a pitcher to watch because with the infielders in their normal spots, it's just routine. The hole digs deeper. An 8 spot here in the 6th inning. 9-6. First and third. Zach Shipman, 1 for 3 hitting here. That just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. Still a runner on third, so the Evergreen shortstop, second baseman, yeah, the infield is in again. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So should it be Eau Claire North and Hudson, these are teams that are very familiar with each other. Jack Dvorak now throws in the Everest bullpen if they need a 4th pitcher. Felch at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did not offer at the breaking ball. Count is full.
Paxton Bush moves up to second base.
Right, double steal was on. Evergreen's not biting on that. Paxton Bush steals second indifferently. That's up high. Bases are full of Huskies again. Cade Felch has faced 3 batters. He's allowed 2 walks and a hit. And the Evergreens will have a conference first before Cameron Buckman hits. Buckman scored twice, struck out 2 walks. Jack Dvorak, who the Evergreens were, I'm sure, not planning on using at all in this game, is throwing if needed in the Everest bullpen down the first base line. Evergreens are staying with Cade Felch. Buckman's the 13th batter to hit in this game, in this inning for Eau Claire North. A hit to the outfield, and the question of can the scoreboard here at Buchholz Park hold innings where double digits worth of runs are scored? We've got an 8 up there now. Eau Claire North has a chance to bump it up to 9 or 10.
Yeah, this game was 6-1 through 4 innings.
Right. This game was moving right along, and suddenly it's a long, slow game.
And if you're a fielder, this is difficult because you took the field like what, half hour ago? Feeling really good, up 6-1. Now you look up, you're down 9-6. You're wondering, when is this ever going to end?
Right, and the damage is not fully assessed yet. Evergreens will have 3 runs to find right now and 6 outs to work with in the 6th and 7th, but it could be more. Infield is in, swing and a miss.
Big swing by Buckman. He does have some pop.
Fly ball. It's on the infield. Infield fly. Caught. Evergreens finally get things to 2 outs. Ben Metler to hit. Doubled earlier in the inning. Scored a run, walked and struck out. Back to the mound. Felch backhands it and will make the play over to first. 14 Eau Claire North Huskies come to the plate, and this game suddenly looks completely different. Evergreens had a 6-1 lead starting at the top of the 6th, and they now trail our new score, Huskies 9, Evergreens 6 on Zaleski Sports.
If the check engine light comes on in your car, do you address it or hope it goes away on its own? Pain is your body's check engine light signaling that something isn't right. Innovative Health in Weston can help identify and fix the aches and pains of everyday life. We deliver effective chiropractic care for every joint in your body, from your neck to your back to your knees and feet. With 4 doctors on staff and advanced treatment options, we've been consistently voted a top chiropractic and sports medicine clinic in central Wisconsin. Whether you're a high school athlete, a pregnant mom, or just feeling the wear and tear of life, give us a call at Innovative Health in Weston today.
Feel better, live better, Innovative Health.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors,
6th inning. And the Evergreens have the bottom third of their batting order. Logan George will lead off 7, 8, and 9 to hit against Caleb Moss. Moss slings that in for strike one. An 8-run, 14 batters, 6th inning for Eau Claire North to take their first lead of the afternoon. Fly ball on the infield. Mettler calls and catches at shortstop. There's the first out.
Some score updates for you. Edgar defeating Rib Lake 8-1, so the Wildcats will play Solon Springs Northwoods in the sectional final. Pacelli defeats Gibraltar 6-2, so Pacelli moves on to play Lena in a sectional final. And in the bottom of the 7th, Germantown leading Arrowhead 9-3. Winner there plays Sussex Hamilton.
Evergreens opt for a pinch hitter, Caden Allen, to hit in George Jablonski's spot. Jablonski was 0 for 2 today. Backey's Family Chiropractic in Rothschild provides personalized chiropractic care no matter what issue your body is battling. Migraines, anxiety, stress, or youth issues. Let Backey's Family Chiropractic give you back the life you deserve. Strike one.
Germantown Arrowhead is now a final. Germantown wins it 9-3, so Germantown versus Hamilton for the right to go to state.
Caden Allen is down, no balls, 2 strikes. Sees 3 pitches, and he's heading back to the bench. 2 outs, none on.
Boy, what a difference for Caleb Moss. He comes in relief, just trying to keep the score where it was. He's able to get out of an inning, and all of a sudden now, the next time he goes to the mound, now he's got a 3-run lead. Went from being down by 5 to being up by 3.
This is going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning. J.J. Lewis grounds out to the right side. Eau Claire North's 3-run lead is still good. We'll go to the 7th and final inning, 9-6, when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Brian Butch, former college and professional basketball player, here with a message from Abbey Bank. Abbey Bank is thankful for their customers. Your continued trust means the world. Join them each Friday in June for Customer Appreciation Fridays. Stop into any Abbey Bank location for a free Wisconsin dairy treat. A small way to say thank you and to celebrate June Dairy Month. It's their way of showing appreciation while supporting our hardworking Wisconsin dairy farmers. Abbey Bank, where they make banking about you. This ad is sponsored by Abbey Bank, member FDIC.
If you're unfamiliar with high school baseball, we play 7-inning games, so we've come to the 7th and final. Eau Claire North looking to add on to a 3-run lead as we go to the top of the 7th. Cade Felch is the 3rd Everest pitcher used today. If the Evergreens don't have a 7th-inning comeback in them, Nevin Poppy, what a weird day for him. He'd be the losing pitcher, despite a 2-home-run, 5 RBI game at the plate. Baseball is funny that way, isn't it?
I would have to search the recesses and crevices of my brain, but I don't remember a game like this at the high school level that just turned the way this one has. Close through the first 3, then a 5 spot, the 6-1 game. 6-0, actually. Well, the Huskies scratch 1 run across in the 5th, and they put up that 8 spot.
Boy, baseball is such a funny sport that way. You think you can anticipate what's going to happen. You think the Evergreens are sitting pretty at a 6-1 lead, and then suddenly that's not the way it is.
Yeah, and Cole O'Brien was in cruise control. He was racking up strikeouts. He was keeping guys off balance. And then it just slipped away from the Evergreens.
Aaron Gust fouled the first pitch off. Breaks in for strike 2. The Evergreens will have 1, 2, and 3 to hit in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch. Fouled away down the first base side. let's suppose, we just said a moment ago, we're not supposed to suppose in baseball. Let's suppose that Eau Claire North advances to the sectional championship. After an emotional, topsy-turvy game like that, what's left in the tank psychologically? Jablonski, shortstop, got him, good throw.
You know, it's a good question, and, you know, it's interesting because when Jason Zaleski talked to Hudson coach Brent Blagan, he said, boy, I don't know if it's an advantage to play back-to-back or to get a break between games. I really don't. It just kind of depends. I think if you're the Huskies, you're feeling pretty good.
Ground ball, the other side. Poppy across the diamond. Got him. Bang, bang at first base. The very fast Levante Bean is out by less than a step.
And if Poppy doesn't cut in front of shortstop George Jablonski and take that one, that's an infield hit.
I think you're right. Jablonski was a couple steps back, a longer throw for him. Nevin Poppy had some momentum as he was running towards the bag. Caleb Moss to hit 2 outs and nobody on. Way outside.
Well, and you know the saying in baseball, momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. I think today we could change that to your next game starting pitcher. You might feel good. You might be on cloud 9 with a comeback win, and all of a sudden, if your pitcher can't throw strikes and starts getting lit up, well, that momentum's gone.
Checked his swing for a foul ball. It's 1-1.
And again, we are getting ahead of ourselves because Everest will have the top of its order slated to come up bottom 7. But I think if you're North, you know that your last time you played Hudson, you blanked them 9-0. And that's playing a close game against the Raiders 2 days earlier over at Grandview Park in Hudson. So, again, this is a Huskies team that's came in winning 8 of their last 10 and feeling, kind of that why not us mentality.
Yeah, I think I would prefer to play the middle game and then go on to the championship game. Waved at that outside. Caleb Moss has struck out. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Cade Felch. Is it the last call for the Evergreens season? They've got 3 runs to find, and the bottom of the 7th is coming up when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
For the very best in craftsmanship and innovative construction, put your trust in Scherer Construction. You'll see their work when you drop your kids at school, visit the public library, drive past the fire station, or even in the industrial park. Scherer Construction has helped countless homeowners with bringing their dreams to life, and hundreds of businesses create beautiful facilities that make our communities shine all throughout Wisconsin. For your next residential, commercial, municipal, or educational construction project, join the countless others who have put their faith in Scherer Construction. Find their location right here in Wausau or online at Scherer Construction.
Give Dad the ultimate gift this Father's Day with Skill Power Tools from Menards. They're built for power, precision, and portability. From drills and drivers to sanders and saws, Skill delivers advanced performance and durability with the convenience of cordless technology. Plus, the PowerCore 20 battery powers every Skill 20-volt tool for ultimate versatility. Get this Skill 20-volt cordless drill driver kit for $64.96 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The DC Everest Evergreens have had a fabulous season. An 18-game winning streak, 23 wins overall. Does it end here? They've given up a 6-0 lead and now trail 9-6. Nevin Poppy's got 2 home runs and he'll lead off.
Well, Poppy has been in the middle of just about everything for Everest today. Right. Good and bad.
Chris Conley, Bob Bradovich, as Eau Claire North looks for the final 3 outs. Inside to Poppy, ball 1. Caleb Moss, when he first came on in relief, was hit hard, but then cruised through an easy 3-up, 3-down 6th inning. Breaks in for a strike, 1-1. Nevin Poppy leading off the bottom of the 7th, cannot hit a 3-run homer in this spot. Line drive sinking to center. Nevin Poppy's got a 3-hit game. If Everest re-rallies, this could go into my memory banks as one of the wildest, strangest games ever.
I would concur.
Brennan Hochberger is 0 for 3. Nevin Poppy's got speed, but he will not be running here. Can't afford outs on the bases. High and away, ball one.
Well, you want to get the tying run to the plate if you're Everest. So for Hochberger, any way on.
Outside corner. That's been a strike all afternoon. 1-1. Right, the Evergreens have to do a little more to make this feel authentic, right? Got to get another runner on. Swing and a miss. Tipped back to the catcher's mitt. A ball and 2 strikes.
Now, if the Huskies want to put this thing away, you can't worry about the runner at first. You just want to get outs. Just take one step closer.
This is a fly ball, shallow left. Shortstop is back. Left fielder comes in. Levante Bean. That's a sure-handed glove out there. First out. Runner retreats.
And I liked how Bean and Mettler communicated because that ball was kind of in that no man's land. And Mettler was going back, and all of a sudden he just bailed because Bean was calling him off.
Would have been a harder play for the shortstop Mettler.
And Mettler's got really good range. He's an excellent defensive shortstop. But Bean's got that high-end speed. That's a big out for the Huskies.
Cole Van Slyke is 2 for 3 for the Evergreens. Need to find a way to get him on board for Everest. He's first ball swinging, and this is popped up on the infield. Shipman, the third baseman, makes the catch. The Evergreen season is suddenly down to its final out. The freshman, Ty Rohde's got 2 hits, 2 for 3. The Frost tries to keep it going for the seniors here. Strike one. This is a loss that would have some sting to it for the Evergreens, giving up what looked like a safe lead. Up high, 1-1. Caleb Moss in relief stands to be the winning pitcher for the Huskies. Will we have post-game coverage? Yes, indeed we will here on Zaleski Sports. Foul back, a ball and 2 strikes. All right, the Huskies are on the brink. Popped up, this will end it. It's on the infield. Zach Shipman makes the catch. The Huskies put up 8 runs in the 6th and come back to beat the Evergreens 9-6. Congratulations to Eau Claire North. A comeback that these players are never going to forget. And for the Evergreens, this Everest team of 2025 will hold the baseball record in the Everest athletic program for wins in a season. But they're short today, 9-6, as the Eau Claire North Huskies come back on them. Evergreens are a tough out today, and the Eau Claire North Huskies will play Hudson for a trip to state about an hour from now on Zaleski Sports. 9 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Eau Claire North. The Evergreens 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. A 14-batter, 8-run, 6th inning sinks the Evergreens today and allows the Huskies to advance. I'm watching Nevin Poppy, who's at the very back of the handshake line. Nevin Poppy had a lot good and a little bit bad today. An up-and-down day for Nevin Poppy to end his senior career.
Heck of a season for Everest. You touched on it, Chris. And this is going to sting for a while. This is a team that took an 18-game win streak into this game, seemed to have everything going their way. And all of a sudden, an 8-run inning, and it's the North Huskies, self-described grinders that they are. They're going to be playing for a sectional title. And, give them credit. They hit the ball. They started making plays. And 2 pitchers combined to get through this one. They gave up some runs. They fell behind 6-0 through 4, and then he's kind of chipped away in 1 inning and then had the big inning to pull away for the win.
You served us a heads up earlier in the game. This is not the Eau Claire North team that you saw, say, in April or the early part of May. They're playing their best baseball now, and beware the hot team. That's a beware for Hudson, too. Hudson and Eau Claire North, teams from the same conference who met each other twice in the regular season. They'll be up next at 4 o'clock on Zaleski Sports. Let's go down to our Merrill Steel postgame show. Jason Zaleski's on the field.
Been through adversity this year. We battled back in different situations. We played under pressure, and we just talked about making those last 6 outs as difficult as possible to get for them. And goofy things happen when kids are under pressure. And, we've played under pressure this year in a lot of different situations. Our conference has battle tested us, and these kids responded in an unbelievable way. When we put some swings on the ball really, really well. Once we were able to chase O'Brien and kind of get into the bullpen there. I can't say enough about our kids and just our senior leaders and how they kept our team in it there, and then kids come up with some big hits.
Coming up next, it amounts to a Big Rivers Conference championship game, a trip to state on the line. What do you know about the Hudson Raiders and the 2 games you faced them this year?
Yeah, Hudson's as good as any program in the state. Again, they're a fantastic team and super talented and super well coached. So we know we're up against it, but any sectional final you're going to be. Okay, and anybody you face in the sectional. So we're ready, and we're going to go battle all 7 innings and hopefully come out on top.
Lastly, tell me about your pitching coming into the game.
Just a great job there. Mason did a really nice job, keeping us in it, and Caleb comes in a really hard situation, and that's back-to-back games where we've put him in really hard situations, and again, he just responds. You can't say enough about that kid and who he is and what he does. Just got to regroup here and try to go get game 2.
On the mound in this game, who do you have?
Ben Mettler will start.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. All right, guys, back to you.
Merrill Steel, consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. Apply at merrillsteel.com. Eau Claire North did a great job changing the script in this game. Trailing 9-0, they come up with 8 runs in the 6th inning and are winners 9-6 today. It's a number 1 seed Hudson against number 6 Eau Claire North with a bid to state online. Teams that split their 2 meetings during the regular season. This was an entertaining baseball game. Again, I kind of never say die mode. I admire the comeback tremendously.
Jack Gorman told me a couple of weeks ago, he goes, we're just grinders. We just believe in ourselves, and it may not look pretty all the time, but we're just going to go up there and battle until the very last out, and they did that. And I don't know how many people in this ballpark truly believed that the Huskies were capable of pulling this off. But I can say this, inside that dugout, those guys believed. They kept the faith. Head coach Jordan Fish talked about it, and now they get to play in the sectional final.
Evergreens won the early innings of this game, but boy, you got to win the late innings. And Eau Claire North took control of this game in the 6th, and they will advance to the sectional finals. Final score again, Eau Claire North 9, DC Everest 6. A 9-6 win for the Eau Claire North Huskies. For Bob Brandovich, I'm Chris Conley. Thank you for joining us. We'll start a little late, probably going to start around 4:30, maybe closer to 5 o'clock. A sectional final game. Hudson plays Eau Claire North, and you will see it and hear it on Zaleski Sports. Thanks for joining us today from Buchholz Park. North advances to the sectional finals, which is coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.